It's good to be here tonight and see so many good friends that we've known for so long. And part of the introducing Janis and Charlie made me realize how long that we've been friends, 50 years. It's a privilege to announce that Janis and Charlie Mitchell are the 2016 recipients of the Chaney Memorial Award. The purpose of the Chaney Award is to recognize those who give entirely to the betterment of Belmont University and to the athletic department. The selection committee has done a great job in choosing Charlie and Janis. Betty and I have known them for 50 years. As a matter of fact, we first met 50 years ago this month when Charlie was going to UT to study pre-med. Betty and I were entering his freshman, and Janis made it in for another year, her sophomore year. And it was really unusual to realize that we have known one another for 50 years. That is a long time, but it passes very quickly, doesn't it? On many occasions, Charlie would drive down from Knoxville. He was a reverse commuter. He'd come from UT to Nashville to Belmont to watch basketball games, volleyball and baseball and so forth. And of course, I think he saw Janis some while he was here. He probably were in 2 automobiles. He traveled so much back and forth between Nashville and Knoxville, but it worked out, and they're here tonight, husband and wife. We all, I think, many of us here knew Carl Chaney and his wife, Dr. Virginia Chaney. What extraordinary people. They were quite the couple. Very talented, very bright. The annual Chaney Teaching Award, as I think most of you know, is given in honor of Dr. Virginia Chaney. Mr. Chaney was part of the administration and was always there to help anybody with any project. Every school, every business, every coach, every individual who's involved in business activities needs a Carl Chaney. And those of you who know him know what I mean. He was an outstanding individual. He did everything from driving athletic teams to games in old buses that didn't work very well, to going to rural high schools where they had 5 or 10 seniors to talk about Belmont. He was an outstanding individual, the kind of person that we've met, and many of us knew him personally, and Belmont was fortunate to have this gentleman as a part of our university. On occasions like this, you want to highlight the recipients' personalities, abilities, contributions, and why they deserve this recognition. A list of all that Janis and Charlie have done would take too much time for me to go into tonight, but it is amazing how much they've done. Just the games we went to with them together when they were students, we'd sit together till Janis became a cheerleader, and then she went to the floor and I think cheered for 3 years, didn't you? And she was always Miss Personality and a cheerleader for life, I think, to the best of what that means. But when I talked to Janis, I said, could you send me some things maybe about you that I might be able to share? So she sent me an email and gave me permission to read her email. So this is some comments from Janis about tonight. I treasure the times we had at Belmont and also the ones through the years. Dr. Chaney was my absolutely favorite teacher, but this award is named in honor of her husband, Carl. They embody what Belmont is all about. I remember when I graduated, I made a donation to the school. I'm sure it wasn't much, but I got a lifetime pass to all the basketball games. You know, I found that card sometime last year and it expired in 2000. You have to know Janis. There are 2 levels here tonight. We got down real quickly to the other level. But she said, I guess they figured I wouldn't live that much, at least past that. So, how did you come to find, well, we won't go into that. But Janis went on to say, she said that I've loved Belmont, and I've loved it ever since I set foot on the campus. I wish I had $1 gazillion so I could do and give more, but alas, we don't. Well, really, they do, and we're working on it. So mark the record, please. And we'll let you know, Bob, as soon as we get that card. This is going to cost you guys. Charlie has come to love this school as much as Janis does. And he is the one, she says, who supported me and the school through the years and has loved me doing it. So all these years, Janis and Charlie, 50 years later, are just as committed and engaged, if not more so, than when we were 18, which was just yesterday. They have continued to give untiringly to the betterment of Belmont and to the Belmont athletic program, And as the scripture says, they continue to give, pressed down and overflowing. What once was a small college and is now a great university, and what is today a result of God's blessing and protection of this school, we give unending thanks. And Belmont would not be Belmont, and we would not be here today without the support of many dedicated and committed people like Carl Chaney and Janis and Charlie Mitchell, and all of you. Many of you have done so much for Belmont, for which we are deeply appreciative. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the recipients of the Chaney Award. If you would, please come forward, Janis and Charlie.
Well, I knew it was going to be hard to follow Randy. It always has been, and I'm glad he didn't tell some of the stories that I thought he might, that we still laugh about when we get together. But thanks, Randy, for that wonderful introduction. And it's true that Carl and Virginia Chaney were very special people to me while I was at Belmont. And it's such an honor to have an award that was actually named for Carl Chaney. Virginia got a lot of recognition while we were here because she was such a wonderful professor, but Carl did a lot of things behind the scenes, didn't he? But anyway, Charlie and I want to thank the selection committee for this recognition. We love Belmont. We would support it regardless of any recognition, but thank you for this. We appreciate our wonderful family that came tonight, our sons, their wives, their daughter-in-laws, my sister and her husband, and special friends who were willing to come tonight. I appreciate that. I asked Charlie if he wanted to do a speech, and he said he was afraid that if he did, he might never stop talking. So, you know how he is, right, Mom? Yeah. But anyway, he said, no, you can do that. But I arrived on campus in 1965. It was actually an idyllic atmosphere when I was here. It was a small campus in the heart of a wonderful city. And I had a wonderful experience, a college experience that has stayed with me throughout all my years since I was here when I set foot on campus in 1965. We have a few family members. My father, who was what they call now a non-traditional student, came to Belmont and graduated from Belmont in 1957. And our daughter-in-law, Angela, was a nursing graduate of Belmont in 1997, and our son, Aaron, received his MBA from Belmont in 2002. So we're trying to keep it in the family. We have 6 wonderful grandchildren, so we're hoping the legacy will continue, at least with a few of those. But 1965 was not my first experience at Belmont. When my father was a student here as a non-traditional student, he would occasionally have a Saturday class, and my mother worked in order for my daddy to come back to school. I'm not real sure what my sister was doing because it was not babysitting. So my father would actually have to bring me with him to class. And while he took a class in Blanton Hall, he would let me play on the lawn of the campus by myself. Now, you would never allow a child to do that today. I was about 9 years old, and that's what I did. So I tell that story to say that I think I was destined to come to Belmont because I loved it even as a child while I was playing on the campus. But it's been mine and Charlie's privilege to support Belmont through gifts, but mostly we appreciate the events that we attend, whether it's a concert or an athletic event. We love Belmont sports and what they represent. We are proud of the way our sports programs are run with the highest integrity through our coaches, our student athletes. It's something that you don't see on many campuses. And when you respect something, when you believe in something, and when you love something, it's easy to give back. So thank you for honoring us in this way. Go Bruins.
Charlie Mitchell, although most people know me as Janis's husband. So I do have a first name. But that's what happens when the nerd marries the homecoming queen. You just gotta live with those kinds of things. My family are 3 generations of UT graduates, so my blood runs orange. And so when I first came to Belmont sporting events, I was just coming as Janis's arm candy. I was not really. And but the more I got involved in the sports program, the more I realized that this was the epitome of the student athlete. That this is what actually student athletes really are. These are students who are playing the game for the love of the game, knowing that they're going to be successful in lots of other things besides sports later on. And it's an amazing thing to watch these kids and play basketball or sports purely because of what they are. And because of that, I'm proud to be a participant of Belmont sports, and I'm really proud to receive this honor, even if it is on the coattail of a superstar.